Gaming is our therapy. Welcome to the session.
Before I actually start the gameplay and try to give folks a chance to come in, there was something that I have been working on. It was actually something I was going to do for a separate video, but I think I might just do it on here and then just edit it for the channel later. But I've been kind of doing a bit of a story synapsis of what I think Spider-Man 2 is going to be about. I started the script, but I haven't finished it yet. I think I'm about almost done with it because the next part of it is basically just going to be me talking about something. But basically, I was going through a synopsis of what I think how the story is going to play out in the next Spider-Man game before I actually start this. I don't know why this headset is sounding like this, but I'm gonna turn this back on. Duck. Turn it down a little bit though. But I just been thinking about this, like while I'm at work, doing all the remedial stuff I'm doing there. My body goes into autopilot. My brain just starts thinking about other stuff. So I was thinking about what might end up going down in the next Spider-Man. Now, the first part is I actually have to fix because I actually forgot about a very important detail that went down at the end of the first Spider-Man, and which was Osborn was letting Harry out. He was about to let him out. He was telling Kirk Connors to let him out. He just wants him out. He's been there long enough, let him out. So this first part I'm gonna have to change up. Okay, but basically it reads like this. I'm gonna read what I typed here. So here we go. All right. So, things go sideways pretty quick when a fight with the Spider-Man and Electro ruins an experiment Norman's running to find a cure for his son's disease, causing the Venom symbiote to awaken and bust out of the lab Tai Lung style. After dealing with Electro, Pete and Miles catch one of a monster terrorizing through Manhattan, attacking people on sight. They go to investigate and find Venom trying to eat civilians and end his lunch. During this fight, Peter learns that Harry is Venom. He hesitates, and Venom proceeds to turn him into a ragdoll. Miles steps in, hits Venom with a few Venom strikes. Venom retreats, and Peter's now left shook, both physically and mentally. Once he recovers, he decides to go after Harry alone, telling Miles to focus on the city. Now, I actually changed this thought, but I haven't typed it yet. Basically, what I was rethinking in regards to this particular part is that while Peter is down for the count after getting bodied by Venom, Miles is out looking for him. Okay, but he still hasn't found him yet. He just kind of disappeared. Peter finally comes to the next day and learns that Miles is looking for him, and Peter reaches out to him, telling him, do not engage him. If you find him, keep looking for him, but when you find him, do not engage him. Keep him from attacking civilians, but do not get into a straight-up fight with him without him. Okay, so, that being said, before he goes after Venom, he confronts Norman to find out what's going on, but we all know he's not gonna tell Spider-Man a damn thing. Norman, he's stupid stubborn like that. Norman, however, knows he has a real problem on his hands. Again. So, instead of hiring a large merc group, because that worked so well the last time, he hires one professional, a world-renowned game hunter, Craven. Craven comes to New York and immediately starts tracking Venom. Doesn't even bother reporting to Osborn or anything, just instantly starts looking for smoke. He does not care. Meanwhile, Peter is now on the hunt for Venom Harry when Miles catches up, begging him to let him help. After much grilling from both Miles and MJ, because MJ does not want him going after him alone, no. Peter finally agrees, and just when they come to a consensus, Venom pops up for round 2. But now they're a little bit more ready, even though their spider senses aren't quite effective against him. I remember this little detail in the animated show, and I thought I would bring it into this. You remember how in the animated show, Peter's spider sense didn't quite work with Venom? Like, he would get the alert, but it was already too late. Venom's already on top of him. So they're fighting him. However, Kraven, instead of running in, sits back and watches, analyzing all three of them. So basically, Kraven at this point is doing his homework, not just on Venom, but also on the two Spider-Men. And this is where I actually stopped, so I'm just gonna wing it from here. Basically, Kraven's starting to get excited, because not only does he have one big target to go after, he actually has three. Now he was hired to go after Venom, but now he's going after the two Spider-Men. Now Spider-Man managed to get Venom to retreat. They between Peter going on the offense and Miles doing pretty much doing defense with his Venom strikes, they're able to get him to retreat again, but they're not able to catch him. They just have a really hard time catching him. He ends up slipping away. So after this, Kraven comes in and attacks them. Not so much to take them out, but simply to test them. He wants to see how good they are. And in this fight, I don't want to say Kraven bodies them easily, but they do get beat, and he has them dead to rights and decides to walk away. Okay. He was attempting to thinking about apprehending them, but he decides not to. So he walks away, and unfortunately Norman catches wind of this. He reaches out to Kraven and says, "What the hell are you doing? You're supposed to catch Harry, not engage with Spider-Man." Kraven said, "Okay, and I saw a challenge, I took it." Norman tried to remind him, "Look, I'm paying you to catch Venom. The Spider-Men do not matter in this case. Leave them be." And Kraven respectfully tells him to go screw himself. He leaves he decides he's not going to work with Norman anymore. He walks away. He's going to do what he wants. So he's going to go after all three of them, not just Venom, but all three. So as the game goes on, and there's actually a little bit of a mechanic I want to bring that up afterwards. But basically, the game, I'm not going to go all the way to the end, but basically, I believe that it's going to be a bit of a triangle. It's going to be the Spider-Man trying to catch Venom, while at the same time dealing with Kraven attacking them every once in a while. They got to worry about, and then Kraven is both hunting the Spider-Man and Venom. And I believe that it would be awesome if Kraven's mechanic acted more like Taskmaster in the first game, where you would do, how with the missions with Taskmaster, you would do a number of the missions that he had laid out all over the city, and after you do a set of missions, he would randomly come out of nowhere and attack you. I would like for a mechanic to be something like that, but in this case, it's tied to the main storyline rather than a side mission. But one, it's not going to be as many of them, and two, it's not going to be as difficult since it's tied to the main story. And then all of a sudden, he just comes out of nowhere and just attacks you. I'm just going to go ahead and mention the mechanics now. It would be kind of funny if they did a mechanic where you do the challenges that Kraven lays out. Once you do the challenges, he comes out of nowhere, attacks you. Now, if Kraven beats you, it's not necessarily game over, because he won't go directly for the kill. if he beats you, homie basically just runs your pockets. That's what I'm thinking. Like, basically, if Craven wins, all the gas you have are completely empty, and you start the game back up with half health. Okay, but if you beat him, and this actually pertains to the end of the game, how difficult he will be to beat at the end of the game will be less, because you'll be wearing him out. Now, in regards to the reverse side with Venom, I'm thinking, and I'm sure they wouldn't be able to implement any of this stuff at all, like what I'm talking about right now, because I'm pretty sure they're just about like midway to almost done with the game, because it's supposed to release in 2023. So they're about either halfway through production or they're finishing up trying to get it to gold before they start doing the bug tests. But for the Venom side of it, I would say a mechanic something along the lines of, let's say Venom pops up somewhere in the city, you know, just pops up, starts wreaking havoc, and when he reappears, a meter will show up on the screen. That'll be his stamina bar. It'll start to go up, mainly because he's out there feeding on people. Kind of like what he did in Web of Shadows. He kind of just fed on people, turned them into Venom clones and whatnot, whatever. But something along those lines. And if you get to him in time, fight him, beat him, stamina bar takes a hit. It goes down. But if you don't get to him in time, or if you don't get to him in time, his stamina bar takes a massive jump up. But if you get to him in time but lose, then his stamina bar only goes up a little bit, because he still had to expend energy fighting you, but because you didn't beat him, his stamina ended up going up anyway, and he wound up escaping. And depending on what that stamina bar does, I would say, I'm not sure, I would say at the end of the game, depending on what his stamina bar is, if it's at a certain point, at the end of the game, Venom bodies Kraven, so you don't fight him at the end of the game. But he ends up stronger, faster, and tougher, depending on how much stamina he has. But if you are able to catch him every single time and beat him a certain number of times, then at the end of the game, you fight him first, beat him, and then you have to fight Kraven. Whatever level he is at, that's the level he'll be at the end of the game. So I've been thinking about this for a while now. Ever since I saw the showcase and saw the trailer and whatnot, it kind of gave me an idea of what the story was going to be, basically. And I do strongly believe that Noma is going to have a hand in Kraven being there. I think that he's going to try to bring him on. Like I said, Harry's going to escape. The Venom symbiote and Harry is going to escape. And Osborn is going to have to hire somebody to bring him back in. He's going to do something reckless. He's going to do something stupid like he did in the first game that I'm about to play now. So, damn Nats. So, that's what I believe. So, that's basically my synopsis on what I believe the story is probably going to end up playing out. Most likely they're probably going to incorporate some of the people from the Synapsis 6. I was actually watching a video this morning in regards to what people's story theories were. Actually, I think I was watching one from, who was it? It wasn't IGN, it wasn't GameSpot. I think it was someone else. I forgot who it was. But they were talking about implementing some people from the Sinister Six to be a part of storyline as well. I mean, they already incorporated Rhino in the Miles Morales game. So, I wouldn't be surprised if, since they brought that up, I would be surprised if Craven actually broke some of them out of the raft to help him, or at least to try to wear down either Venom or the Spider-Man, so that he can catch Venom a lot easier if he decides to keep working with Osborn. So, anyway, enough chat. Let's just go ahead and get into the game.